display where all the optics is beneath the desk, and you won't see it, and people can roam around the display, 360-degree angle of view, and see the object popping out of the horizontal plane. That I think will be very appealing too, because you will be in a room, you won't see the optics, and you can move around and see different aspects of the object.
Are you envisioning this for a educational or a entertainment application?
Entertainment will require video rate, and we won't be demonstrating video rate quite soon. This display should be around in, let's say, 6 months to a year. It will be slow refreshing, but I think this gonna be quite close to a commercial system for hospital or military system.
Wow. Are there people commercially who are waiting for you to get it to that point?
Well, one of our sponsors is the U.S. Air Force. So yes, they are waiting for deliverable and are looking very closely at our research.
How would the U.S. Air Force use this particular tabletop application, for example?
Well, they already gather terrain maps and information, intelligent information in 3D, thanks to synthetic aperture radar or device like this. So what they really would like is display the map in 3D, and that's something we can do. So they are very interested with a system where the map's going to be refreshed as new intelligence are coming, and that's what we promise.
That's exciting. That's very, very exciting. I heard that the military can use holographic technology to change the look of an area.
I think that can be applied in the radar industry, but not in the visual industry, the visual wavelength right now. But I'm not too familiar with that.
That sounds pretty way out there. But, you know, there's a lot of things that are developed. Our top-level military industrial complex has technologies that are way advanced that we don't get access to. So it wouldn't surprise me if it was way more advanced for those applications than what we're dealing with, you know, in day-to-day life.
But don't get too much credit to the military laboratory. Well, they are very good, don't get me wrong, but and they are sometimes hiding research, but they are also financing a lot of the university development. And if that technology was already in their possession, thanks to the lab they got, well, they won't put that much money in the university. So yes, they have certainly technology that we don't know about, but in our specific field of holographic 3D display, we don't think they are so advanced that we don't know about.
Very interesting. What is the nanostructuring and nanoparticles for optics and photonics? What is your work relative to that? I see it on your website.
Well, actually, we are using nanocomposite into our material. One of the components we are using into the plastic is called the sensitizer, and it is an engineered C60 particle. So C60, those football molecule with 60 atoms of carbon, we are using those, and this is nanoparticles.
What is your vision for yourself in this field? Is there a certain manifestation you're looking to have happen? One of them is 3D video rate, correct?
Absolutely.
Okay, that's the big one. What else? That's huge.
We need to combine everything we have demonstrated for that Nature article. We need to combine them all together to make a display that will be full parallax, full color, 2-second refreshing rate, and even faster, and also have a big screen. So right now we have demonstrated a 17-inch diagonal screen, but we want to tile those together to have an even larger screen. Imagine a screen human size. That would be awesome, I think.
That would be awesome. What do you think about the Russians or the Japanese and everybody getting together at conferences for holographic technology? Are there such conferences?
Oh, yeah, and there's plenty around. I've been to China recently. I've been to California also, but there is such a conference, and we are in the academics. We share the knowledge and are very open-minded and willing to discuss with other people on other technology and try to understand, well, which one is the best for a certain type of application. And we like competition. That's all about it. We don't fear competition.
That's great. Space instrumentation is also one of your interests. Give an example of holographic technology's contribution to space instrumentation.
Okay. So one of the example that came to my mind is a spectrometer. I don't know if I'm still in the layman dialogue here, but spectrometer is to analyze the different wavelength of the light, and you can do that with star to determine what kind of star you get. And if you are looking at an exoplanet, for example, you can even determine if it got atmosphere and if it got oxygen in the atmosphere, which is the fingerprint of life. So that's really, really exciting. So back to the instrument, a spectrometer has a prism, for example, to disperse light, like a rainbow. Okay?
Yes.
That prism can be replaced by an holographic optical element that scatter line and diffract light in its different composite. So instead of having a bulk piece of glass like a prism, you can know something very thin, an hologram, and that has an efficiency superior to a prism. So you can replace those with hologram, and that's one of the aspects. Actually, I work on the development of such element for grounded telescope, and scientists astronomers were very excited about that new technology. Now we can think about putting those into spacecraft to have an even better view of the stars and exoplanets.
How long were you living in Belgium before you came to the United States?
Well, actually, I got my graduation in Belgium and my PhD also, and I came in the United States for my postdoc, and then follow the path, and I'm still there.
Your area of expertise is really specialized. Like, you can't really talk about it with just anybody because it's an area that's very specialized.
At least it's not classified.
That's true. But I mean, it's not something you can easily talk about with the average person.
Well, that's what is really fantastic with that project. I can talk with my friends that do not know too much about science and say, well, I'm working on a 3D display. I say, oh, wow, like those new TV? I say, well, it's quite different because you don't need those glasses. And when you move in front of your screen, you see different aspects of the image. And I think everybody can understand that. Everybody would like to have one in his living room. And so everybody is telling me, well, work harder because we want one in 10 years.
Do you think that it's possible that there be another breakthrough in science that allows the speed of that development to happen? I know you said originally it's maybe 15 years out, but maybe there's some piece of knowledge that will allow the breakthrough to happen quicker.
Well, I need to be cautious, and
Yes.
That's why I say 15 years. But we are planning our next move, and we know exactly what kind of technology need to be developed. We need certainly a fast laser, like a kilohertz laser, that exists and may require some development, but we are pretty sure the technology exists. We also need to, once